Good evening. Yes, it's that time of the week again. It has to be Friday. Roll on Friday, episode 2 of the LA Cinema Film Quiz. Oh, it's always too loud, isn't it, Dave?
It is always too loud, but brings them in, reels them in.
So we're your hosts this evening. I'm James.
I'm Dave.
Good evening, all. Hope you're well. I hope you've had a good week. Most importantly, just looking at myself, Dave, and I look like, hey, I could
need a haircut, mate.
I badly need a haircut.
Should we do it now? Should we just shave it off now? Get the clippers and just do it on live.
I need to shave as well. If you've just joined us, good evening all. Introduce yourself. We've got the chat window, which Dave and myself can see. We'll talk a little bit about the format of the quiz in just a minute. How's your week been?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. It's been busy, but very tiring.
Work-wise,
yeah, really, really tiring. So I'm doing, your long days, my nights, and just resting.
Working at the NHS.
Yeah, working in NHS. Yeah, part of the nursing team in the NHS. So it's all go.
All go.
It is, mate. Yeah.
I've not seen any films, I must admit, this week. I got to confess.
It's difficult because you're working all these hours, and as much as I want to put on a film, or I think, I got to put this film, I want to watch that, I'm just too tired. And unless I got a week off and I have to go in, I quite happily watch it. I quite happily watch films through the week. But when I'm working, all you want to do is rest.
I think next week we'll definitely get some film recommendations on the go. But firstly, let's introduce you to tonight's round. Usual format, 5 rounds, total of 50 questions. We'll just set the scene for you. Round number 1, famous movie scenes. We're going to be playing you some audio clips.
Here we got round number 2. We got Michael Douglas. It's going to talk about Michael Douglas, films of his.
Round number 3, we've not done this before. A tricky round, this one. Film festivals.
And round number 4.
Yeah,
is we're going to be talking about disaster movies, and that's I'm looking forward to that one. Disaster movies.
I'm more looking forward to the last round, to be honest. Your round number 5.
Oh yes,
yeah.
DVD. Guess the Blu-ray cover, DVD cover, Blu-ray cover. More Blu-ray covers than the DVD, but yeah, name the film from the cover. Be pretty good.
As usual, we got a couple of topics of discussion just to kind of ask you your opinions on some things, just to get your feedback. We're going to be talking about the veteran Hollywood actor Michael Douglas, your opinions on his prolific long career. He's got involved in all sorts of things on the producing side as well. And I'm looking forward to our discussion on artwork.
Artwork, yeah. Talking about artwork from the old days. Do people like the old artwork? Do people like the new artwork for DVDs? And not really much DVD anymore. It's more Blu-ray and 4K now.
And then talking about, in the kind of digital age, do collectors really need to own all these kind of DVDs that take up all kind of shelf space? Or is it
easier to download them and keep them on your hard drive or your pen or something, or using Netflix or Prime?
With the streaming services. Bit quiet on the chat window. If you've just joined us, introduce yourselves. The only thing, we'll start the quiz in just a minute. The only thing I will say is don't put your answers in the chat window because obviously everyone will see them, and we'll reveal the answers as usual at the end. Everybody ready with round number 1? Bit quiet in the house tonight.
It's a bit quiet in there, yeah. Usually people always chatting away.
Okay, so round number 1, what I'm going to do is play a selection of classic movie scenes. I'm going to give you a little bit of a clue, and I'm basically going to ask you a question. The question is basically going to be, name the film with a clue as well. I'm going to just play an audio clip. 10 questions for this one. Cue them up for you. This one is number 1. Let's cue them up, Dave.
Cue them up.
Cue them up. This is number one. Round number one. I'm going to play you some clips. And
In Scotland, Mr.
whoa,
Hepburn,
jumping the gun already. Not even had a drink. So clip number one. This is a beloved British comedy from 1983, and it stars a Hollywood icon. I just want to know the name of the film. Here is the clip, number one.
I transfer him to Mr. Fountain.
No, let me have it.
Yes, sir.
Happy here, McIntyre.
I'm watching the sky, sir. It's doing some amazing things. It's got everything. Reds, greens, kind of shimmering, and it's got a noise too, like a far-off thunder, only it's softer. I wish you could see it. I wish I could describe it to you just like I'm seeing it.
Be more specific, McIntyre. You're my eyes and ears there. Give me details.
Sir, I'll give you the colors first, sir. It's white and green and
Right,
red.
we fade out. The clue was a British film from 1983. It's a comedy, one of my favorite films, to be honest. So what is that film from the description? Good evening, Shirley. I hope you're well.
Evening, guys. Did you bring a calculator? Did you bring a calculator over?
Is this about the numbers?
Last week.
Could always get you a job on Countdown. Dave.
Yeah, I know.
Maths was never my strong point.
I'll
to
get
be
it right
honest.
this week. I promise.
Clip number two. One of the greatest films of all time is the clue. I'll cue it up in just a second. One of the greatest films of all time, hailed as a cinematic masterpiece. I wouldn't disagree with that.
Is that really your idea of how to run a newspaper?
I don't know how to run a newspaper, Mr. Thatcher. I just try everything I can think of.
Charge, you know perfectly well there's not the slightest proof that this armada's off the Jersey
Hello,
coast.
Mr. Bernstein.
Excuse me, Mr.
Can you
Kane.
prove it isn't?
This just
Mr.
came in.
Bernstein, I'd like you to meet Mr. Thatcher.
I'll just
How do you do,
borrow it.
Mr. Thatcher?
Leland,
Hello.
Mr. Thatcher, my ex-guardian.
From
We have
Cuba.
no secrets from our readers, Mr. Bernstein. Mr. Thatcher is one of our most devoted readers. He knows what's wrong with every copy of the Inquirer since I took over. Read the cable.
Nice line to fade out on. The clue again, I'll give you another clue. It's a cinematic masterpiece. Hollywood, the 1940s. That was excerpt number two. We're round number one. Number three now. This is a classic film from 1957. It's a black and white film directed by Sidney Lumet with a stellar cast. But can you tell me the name of this film? Here we go.
Not guilty.
What's the matter with you?
I have a reasonable doubt now.
11 to 1. But what about all the other evidence? What about all that stuff? The knife, the whole business?
Well, you said we could throw out all the other evidence.
Well, what do we do now? You're alone. I don't care whether I'm alone or not. It's my right.
A fine film from 1957 with some iconic American actors. That was the excerpt. I just want you to tell me, what was the film? That was number three. Number four, the clue is simply a box office summer smash. This could give it away, from 1993. Cue this one up. Here we go. Here is your next clip.
It simply deals with predictability in complex systems. The shorthand is the butterfly effect. A butterfly can flap its wings in Peking, and in Central Park you get rain instead of sunshine.
Why?
And then I go too fast. I did a flyby. No, give me that big glass of water. We're going to conduct an experiment. It should be still. The car's bouncing up and down, but that's okay. It's just an example. Now, put your hand flat like a hieroglyphic. Now, let's say a drop of water falls in your hand. Which way is the drop going to roll off?
Was it me, or was there a bit of flirting going on in that scene?
So. Yeah,
I think there was.
very much so.
Bit of chemistry. That was a film, a blockbuster film. It was released in the summer of 1993. Tell me the name of that film. Number four, that was. Number five, we go back to the 1950s. Sadly, I don't remember it well. This is a mystery thriller from a master of suspense. Here we go. Why they got all these ads on YouTube, Dave?
I don't know, does your head in, don't it?
Yeah, so many of them.
Have to go YouTube Premium, mate.
Yeah. Here we go. Here's the clip.
That's it. You won't stay here, and I can't go with you.
It would be the wrong thing.
You don't think either one of us could ever change?
Right now, it doesn't seem so.
I'm in love with you. I don't care what you do for a living. I'd just like to be part of it somehow. It's deflating to find out the only way I can be part of it is to take out a subscription to your magazine. I guess I'm not the girl.
Okay, another clip there for you. A suspenseful film from the 1950s, that one. In fact, it was 1954 from the Master of Suspense. Here's your clue. Next one, we're on to question number 6 with the first round, opening round tonight. Classic film scenes. Number 6 now, a classic film released back in 1975. Here's the audio. What's the film?
Hey, Mike, I know you got a lot of problems downtown, but I've got a couple of problems at the house I wish you could take care of. One, I've got some cats parking in front of the house. I can't get down to the office, and that garbage truck next to the office has garbage. So what I need is a red zone. It's a simple thing you can take care of.
Honey, would you come here a minute, please?
Good.
Are you okay?
Everything's fine. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine.
Listen, if the kids go on the water, it's worrying you.
Okay, another audio clip for you. A scene from a famous film released in 1975. But what's the film? Number 7, we're on now. We move to epic movie, and the clue is a Best Picture Oscar winner from 1963. Here we go.
Orans, not this. Go round. Damascus, Orans. Damascus.
No prisoners.
Orans.
This was Talal's village.
Okay, we fade out again. A Best Picture winner, an epic movie, and the year was 1963. Here's a great film for number 8, one of my all-time favorites. Not that that's going to give it away, but here's the clue. Perhaps Roman Polanski's greatest film. Here is the clip.
I found these in your backyard in the pond. They belonged to your husband, didn't they? Didn't they?
I don't know. Yes, probably.
Yes, positively. It's where he was drowned.
What?
There's no time to be shocked by the truth. The coroner's report proves that he had salt water in his lungs when he was killed. Just take my word for it, all right? Now, I want to know how it happened, and I want to know why.
One of the great personalities in Hollywood. Love the guy. The clue was a Roman Polanski's film, perhaps his finest film. Which number was that? It was number 8. Last 2 now. Number 9, the clue is a 1962 crime drama based on a famous novel. Let's cue this one up for you. Here we go. Number 9.
The state has not produced one iota of medical evidence that the crime Tom Robinson is charged with ever took place. It has relied instead upon the testimony of 2 witnesses who whose evidence has not only been called into serious question on cross-examination, but has been flatly contradicted by the defendant.
With the fade out again. Okay, so classic film there. Black and white film, Hollywood, 1962, based on a famous novel. What was the film? And now the final one, number 10, 1939 epic now, which carried the slogan, back again to posters, in new screen splendor, the most magnificent picture ever made. Here we go. Let's cue this one up for you. Another advert, Dave. All these adverts.
Put your complaints in, mate.
Here we go. The last one. This one is number 10. Round number 1, of course. Opening up tonight's Ellie Cinema Quiz. Film released in 1939.
Has the war started?
Sir, you should have made your presence known.
In the middle of that beautiful love scene? That wouldn't have been very tactful, would it? But don't worry. Your secret is safe with me.
Sir, you are no gentleman.
And you, miss, are no lady.
Oh.
But don't think that I hold that against you. Ladies have never held any charm for me.
First you take a low common advantage of me, then you insult.
That was the last one. Question 10 there. That's all your audio clips. Hope you got on okay with these. I was going to ask you, it's quite quiet tonight, but what are your predicted scores for round 1? If you need any repeating, let me know, please, and we can play them back.
It's certainly very quiet in the chat room tonight, isn't it?
Really quiet tonight. We've got obviously some players taking part. Very quiet indeed.
Yeah.
Any predicted scores? If you need any repeating, just let us know. Shout out which ones. We can play the clips back. And then we'll move on to the second round, which is
Michael Douglas.
Old name from the past.
It is an old name from the past.
It is indeed.
Top actor.
Yeah, he's done a lot of good films.
Yeah.
Been around a long, long time. Everyone ready for us to move on in a second? Was going to ask any predicted scores for your round 1. Anyone quietly confident they might have got a full house on this one? Or does anyone need any of these repeating? We'll move on in just a sec. Dave's going to do this one.
Yeah, going to do the Michael Douglas round. So 10 questions on Michael Douglas. I think everybody should be doing this next one, I reckon, yeah?
Yeah, on to round number 2.
Right, so this is the Michael Douglas round. We've got 10 questions on Michael Douglas. So we'll come in with the first one. Question number 1. In 1992, Los Angeles had riots over the killing of Rodney King. But which Michael Douglas film were they making at the time, where the riots caused the production crew to stop filming for a short duration? I'll repeat that. It's question number 1. In 1992, Los Angeles had riots over the killing of Rodney King. But which Michael Douglas film were they making at the time where the riots caused the production crew to stop filming for a short duration? Question number 2. Which film features Douglas playing a detective and has the most famous leg opening scene ever filmed? Probably the most paused scene ever filmed.
Yeah, indeed.
Which film features Douglas playing a detective and has the most famous leg opening scene ever filmed?
You missed one word in there. Most pulls by males.
Most pulls by males, yeah. Yeah, oh no, sorry. I put my hand up. Question number 3. Name the movie where a young and upcoming stockbroker will do anything to reach the top. And for an extra point, name the year the film was released. I'll repeat that one again. Name the movie where a young and upcoming stockbroker will do anything to reach the top. And for an extra point, name the year the film was released. Question number 4. Name the 1987 Michael Douglas film where one married man's one-night stand comes back to haunt him. That's question number 4 again. Name the 1987 Michael Douglas film where one married man's one-night stand comes back to haunt him. Question number 5. Name the 2001 Michael Douglas film where a psychiatrist's daughter is kidnapped. It's number 5 again. Name the 2001 Michael Douglas film where a psychiatrist's daughter is kidnapped.
Tricky question coming up now for 6.
So, simple question, but tricky answer. What year was Michael Douglas born? Number 6 again. What year was Michael Douglas born? Question number 7. How many films has Michael Douglas made in his career? It's question number 7 again. How many films has Michael Douglas made in his career? Go on to question number 8. Name the Michael Douglas film where a married couple try everything to get each other to leave the house in a vicious divorce battle. And I'm going to chuck in an extra point for this. For an extra point, name the year it was released. I'll repeat that question again. Name the Michael Douglas film where a married couple try everything to get each other to leave the house in a vicious divorce battle. And for an extra point, name the year it was released. Question number 9. Which film won the Academy Award for Best Picture in 1976 that Michael Douglas helped produce? That's question number 9 again. Which film won the Academy Award for Best Picture in 1976 that Michael Douglas helped produce? And question number 10, last question. Name the documentary that Michael Douglas and Kirk Douglas starred in together to talk about their film careers. That's number 10 again. Last question. Name the documentary that Michael Douglas and Kirk Douglas starred in together to talk about their film careers.
Couple of tricky ones in there.
Here's a couple of tricky ones.
The year one, I wouldn't have a foggiest idea.
I wouldn't have known that. And I wouldn't have known how many films he would have made. I would have guessed quite a few, but not that many.
I could have put a rough age to him and think he's about roughly that age, but yeah. And I think that last one, I wouldn't know the documentary at all. How did everyone get on? Any Michael Douglas fans? It's really quiet in the room really tonight. Quiet.
Usually everybody's new to people chatting. Where's Mr. Harlequin and
Mr. Harlequin? Or very quiet tonight. Shirley's obviously messaged earlier on, but how did everyone fare? We got any fans of Michael Douglas? We were going to take a little bit of a breather from the quiz and talk a bit about Michael Douglas. What's your take on Michael Douglas?
I like Michael Douglas. He's a good actor, and I think he follows his footsteps after his father really, really well. Do you see what I mean? But
Kirk Douglas,
he was amazing, and I think even Kirk Douglas. I think I can't say the answer because it's in one of the questions, but on one film, Kirk Douglas said to Michael Douglas, "That's your best film that you've done."
Right. Okay.
Out of his career.
He's a strange one, Michael Douglas, because for me as a film star, I'm trying to think of some other names, but he wouldn't be like a go-to film star for me. I wouldn't go necessarily to go and see a Michael Douglas film like I would do a Robert De Niro or I don't know, an Al Pacino film. They're kind of more on my they're more favourable stars for me. But like you say, he's always consistent. He's been around a long time. He was a little bit of a heartthrob in the 80s.
Yeah, he was,
with Kathleen Turner.
I think he's aged quite a bit. Do you know what I mean? He's like really aged. You get a lot of these young actors that even though they're I don't even know how old he is now at the moment. But anyway, it just seemed to age quite a bit. Do you know what I mean? They just age really quickly. So we've got Shirley Cornish. Can you repeat number 1 and 2, please? As the TV turned off. Yeah, of course we can. So
what was number 1?
Number 1, number 2.
Of course, he's married to Catherine Zeta-Jones. Has been for quite a few years.
So question number 1. In 1992, Los Angeles had riots over the killing of Rodney King, which Michael Douglas film were they making at the time, where the riots caused the production crew to stop filming for a short duration. I'll repeat that just again. In 1992, Los Angeles had riots over the killings of Rodney King, which Michael Douglas film were they making at the time, where the riots caused the production crew to stop filming just for a short while. And she wanted number two. And number two was, which film features Douglas playing a detective has the most famous leg opening scene ever filmed? I'll repeat that one more time. Which film features Douglas playing a detective and has the most famous leg opening scene ever filmed?
Okay. That's round number 2. Usual 10 questions. Round number 3, I've done a round on film festivals. This is probably the trickiest round this evening. Do you know what, Dave? I love films like you, but I honestly can say I've never, ever been to a film festival.
Neither have I. No, never been.
No?
No, never been. I've always wanted to go to like the big ones, like, you know, Sundance Film Festival and stuff, but just haven't been. Do you know what I mean?
London's another good one. I think,
London. Yeah.
I think the closest I've been to a film festival is I was in Berlin about 5 years ago, and the festival was taking place when I was there, but I've never ever set foot in a festival. Yeah, I'd love to.
Yeah, absolutely. That'd be brilliant. Be right up my street anyway.
Maybe one day. Be on my bucket list. Here's 10 questions on film festivals. Hardest round tonight, I'd say, this one. But yeah, if you've been to a film festival, let us know. Be interested to hear your thoughts and opinions. Which festival it was, what films you saw, what year. Number 1, here we go. Name the highest prize awarded at the Cannes Film Festival, which was first introduced in 1955 by the festival's organising committee. So round 3, your film festival seasons across the world. Number 1, Cannes. To start with, name the highest prize awarded at the Cannes Film Festival. It was introduced back in 1955 by the festival's organising committee. We go from France and Cannes to Venice, another beautiful city. But number 2, which Ang Lee film won the Venice Film Festival back in 2005? And it's about the relationship between two shepherds. It's a giveaway, isn't it?
Yeah.
A bit of an easier question, maybe compared to the first one. Which Ang Lee film won Venice Film Festival in 2005 about the relationship between two shepherds? Go from Venice, Italy, obviously, to the USA, to the city of New York, one of the great cities. But number 3, which New York Film Festival takes place each year in New York City? It's founded by Robert De Niro, Jane Rosenthal, and Craig Hatkoff in 2002. Number 3 again, which New York Film Festival takes place each spring in New York? Founded in 2002 by the actor Robert De Niro, the producer Jane Rosenthal, and Craig Hatkoff, who I've not heard of, but name the festival. We go from a festival now. I want the name of a film for this next one. So this is 4. Which Coen Brothers debut movie, won the Grand Jury Prize at the 1985 Sundance Film Festival? Have you ever seen this film?
No.
Brilliant film. Their debut film. So number 4, the Coen Brothers, prolific filmmakers, very versatile. The debut movie won the Grand Jury Prize at the 1985 Sundance Film Festival. But what was the film? Halfway through the round, this is round number 3 tonight, your LA Cinema quiz. Number 5, Quentin Tarantino's Pulp Fiction Pulp Fiction, sorry. Pulp Fiction, I sounded all posh then, didn't I? Won the 47th Cannes Film Festival in 1994. But which iconic movie star and director, synonymous with the Western genre, was the jury president that year? A couple of big clues there. Number 5 again, Quentin Tarantino's Pulp Fiction won the Cannes Film Festival in 1994. But which iconic movie star and director, synonymous with the Western genre, was the jury president that year? A few more to go. We move on to number 6. Germany now. We spoke about the city. It's Berlin. The Berlin Film Festival is held every February and is one of the major film festivals. What is the name of the top prize and the statuette that's given to the top film? So number 6, the Berlin Film Festival, held every February. It's one of the major film festivals, but what is the name of the top prize? So I'm looking for the statue that they give out, similar to the Cannes one. I asked you for the award, name of the award, same here for number 6. Move from an award to the name of an actor now. Number 7. Name the British actor who was jury president at the 2020 Berlin Film Festival. He won the Oscar for his performance in Reversal of Fortune and appears in The French Lieutenant's Woman, The Mission, and Dead Ringers. So that was number 7. Berlin Film Festival question again. Same as 6. But name the British actor who was jury president at the Berlin Film Festival in 2020. He won the Oscar for his role in Reversal of Fortune, and he also appeared in The French Lieutenant's Woman, The Mission, and David Cronenberg's Dead Ringers.
Good actor he is.
He's always top dollar, in fairness. Yeah.
I like him.
He's always quite intense, he strikes me. Do you know what I mean? He always seems quite serious.
He does, yeah.
Not kind of a laughing guy, but he's a very good actor. Bit underrated, I'd say, would you?
Yeah.
Number 8. Lynn Ramsey now. Which Lynn Ramsey film won the London Film Festival in 2011? And it's about a mother's struggle to love a strange child. It stars Tilda Swinton and John C. Reilly. Controversial film. Which Lynn Ramsey film, number 8, won the London Film Festival in 2011? It's about a mother's struggle to love a strange child. And it stars Tilda Swinton and John C. Reilly. 2 to go. Number 9, bit more up to date now. Which acclaimed US film won the Venice Film Festival last year, 2020? It won the Oscar for Best Picture and the Best Actress Award for Frances McDormand. I did a little mini review on last week's quiz. It's a very good film. Number 9, the acclaimed US film. An acclaimed US film won Venice Film Festival last year. It won the Oscar for Best Picture and the Best Actress Award for Frances McDormand. Tell me the name of the film. And the hardest question in relation to the city we live in and we're broadcasting from in Bristol. Name the short film festival that takes place in Bristol every year and was founded in 1995 with the original name Brief Encounters. It's actually a short film festival held here in the city. It's all short films. It's also Oscar credited and BAFTA credited. So if you get in the festival, you could win yourself one of those awards. But named the Short Film Festival that takes place in Bristol every year. It was founded in 1995 with the original name Brief Encounters. That is a tough one. That's your 10 for round number 3. If you need any repeating, let us know. Tough round. I think that's probably the hardest round tonight.
I think so. Yeah, I wouldn't have got many of them.
No,
not really.
I think number 10 is a very hard one, especially if you're not really into the short film format of film. You know, it's quite specialized. But yeah, when we read the answers, be interesting to see
how many got them right. Or if someone says I've only got like 2 out of the 10, I would have got 2 out of 10.
Still very quiet tonight on the chat window.
I've never seen it this quiet.
I think once I've seen it this quiet. Yeah, be nice if anyone can introduce themselves. Tell us if you played the quiz before, where you're located, if you're UK based or maybe somewhere else. But yeah, thanks for tuning in and subscribing. We're here every Friday evening, 8:30. What's the next round then, Dave?
Disaster movies.
Yeah.
So we got 10 questions on disaster movies. Unfortunately, no extra points for this one. So it's just going to be 10 straight questions. So I'll start off with number 1. So number 1 is name the 1996 movie starring Sylvester Stallone where people are trapped inside a tunnel with water. That's question number 1. Name the 1996 movie starring Sylvester Stallone where people are trapped inside a tunnel with water. Move on to question number 2. Dante's Peak was a 1997 film starring Linda Hamilton and Pierce Brosnan. But can you tell me the name of the director of the film? Let's repeat question number 2. Dante's Peak was a 1997 film starring Linda Hamilton and Pierce Brosnan. Can you tell me the name of the director of the film?
We were chatting about this film earlier. I remember seeing this one at the cinema.
Yeah. I love the 90s films. I love it right up my street. Question number 3. Should wonder how many get this. Name the film which features a vehicle which has the numbers 2525 on it. That's question number 3. Name the film which features a vehicle which has the numbers 2525 on it. This is number 4. Name the 1996 film which sees terrorists take control of an airliner and stars Kurt Russell as the hero. Name the 1996 film which sees terrorists take control of an airliner and stars Kurt Russell as the hero.
I was just smiling. I remember seeing this at the cinema.
I'm not sure if I've seen this one at the cinema, actually, to be honest. I probably did do.
I think there's a cameo by Steven Seagal in this one.
You could be right, actually.
I think he gets killed off very early. Another clue in there for you.
Question number 5. This is a pretty easy one, actually, to be fair. Name the Bill Paxton movie, which also features Helen Hunt, and it's about storm chasers following a tornado. That's a bit of a give. That's pretty much an easy one, that, wouldn't it?
It's a giveaway, yeah.
Name the Bill Paxton movie, which features Helen Hunt, and it's about storm chasers following a tornado. Question number 6. I'm laughing because I can just visualize this film. Which 1980s comedy has this famous line? A hospital doctor, what is it? It's a big building with patients in, but that's not important right now. Have you seen the film?
Do you know what? I feel bad. I've never seen this film.
Oh,
it's so iconic,
so
and
brilliant.
A comedy.
So that was question number 6. Which 1980s comedy has this most famous line? A hospital doctor, what is it? It's a big building with patients in, but that's not important right now. Brilliant film. And question number 7. Name the 2 iconic Hollywood actors who co-star in the 1974 disaster movie, the
Taron.
Taron Inferno. Sorry, I couldn't read that. And then my eyes are going a bit. And I might have too much to drink. No, I haven't. I only got a bottle. So name the 2 iconic Hollywood actors who co-star in the 1974 disaster movie, The Towering Inferno. And question number 8. Name the film which features the character Captain Mike Kennedy, who is played by John Travolta and has to rescue a colleague trapped in a burning building. And that's question number 8. Let's name the film which features the character Captain Mike Kennedy, who's played by John Travolta and has to rescue a colleague trapped in a burning building. Question number 9. Name the film where an alien race destroys major cities of the world with their advanced weaponry and was released in 1996. That's question number 9. Name the film where an alien race destroys major cities of the world with their advanced weaponry and was released in 1996. And last one, question number 10. Sandra Bullock stars alongside George Clooney in which sci-fi movie about astronauts surviving after an accident, which leaves them stranded in space. And that's question number 10. Sandra Bullock stars alongside George Clooney in which sci-fi movie about astronauts surviving after an accident, which leaves them stranded in space.
Well, 10 questions. Nearly ending the quiz for this round number 4. That was disaster movies.
I can't believe you haven't seen that.
I've never seen it. No, there's a lot. It's bad. I was talking to my wife the other day, and we were saying about like films you feel like you should have seen,
Yeah,
classics that you haven't, and there's probably a whole list of stuff,
tons of it. But then again, there's probably films that you said you've seen. I'm like, Dave, you haven't seen this film. I'm like, I know, but
any come to mind?
I can't remember now.
There's
just so many.
Yeah, there is. I'm just trying to think of some real. There's one that I can think of, but I'll give away an answer for earlier on, which is like such an iconic Hollywood movie, but I've never seen it. I'm looking forward to this last round because last week we did a photo round before they were famous.
We did, yeah.
That was good fun. What we got coming up for round 5?
So round 5 is tell me the name of the Blu-ray film cover. So what I'm going to do, I've got 10 pictures here of Blu-ray covers, and all you need to do is tell me the film, and I'm going to cover up obviously the title of the movie and just show you half the picture, and all you've got to do is just name the film. This time I have marked them from 1 to 10 because last time when I did this is my first time and I didn't mark them. I was getting awfully confused of what I shown you and what order. So this time I have put them in incorrectly.
Got his calculator tonight.
So I'm going to bend this one over like this. Some of them can be really pretty simple and you'll probably get it, but some of them may be a bit like I don't know on that one. So this is number 1. I'm just I'll hold it for 10 seconds, and all you got to do is jot down and tell me the name of the film. So film number 1 is this.
I'd say one of the easier ones tonight.
Absolutely,
I'd say
yeah. I'll start off with an easy one.
And it was mentioned on last week's quiz. We spoke about the song that was a massive chart hit. God, it was a long, long time ago. But it seems like yesterday.
So this is picture or film number 2. So can you tell me what film this is?
Tricky one, that one.
It's a tricky one because they did various covers on this.
Did they?
Yeah, they did quite a few covers on it. So it's not like one iconic cover that everyone would know. So that's number 2. Number 3. Let's pop this one over because you don't want to give it away. Sorry about this because I don't want anybody to see the film title. Okay, can you tell me what film this is? Let's cover my face because he looks better than me.
What does the catchline say? The tagline and the
No More Mr. Nice Guy.
No More Mr. Nice Guy.
There we go.
But what is the film?
What is the film? Now this one, they may not get it because the picture didn't come out so good. So I'm not sure if they'll get this or not. So I might have to show it. I might have to show this one from my phone, to be honest. So if it's not very good, I'll show it. If anybody can go in the chat window and say, no, I didn't really get that one, I'll do it from my phone because I think it'll be a bit more clearer. If I can pop that there towards the camera. What film is this?
Another tricky one.
Another tricky one. Okay. Number 5. It's one of my favourite films, this is. Okay, this is number 5. What film is this? What film cover is this?
I think there's a few clues in there with the kind of iconography in the picture.
Yeah.
Gives maybe a clue on the genre.
Okay. Film number 6. Can you tell me what film this is? What does that for you? I think that's all right. Would you got that?
I think that's a giveaway, that one.
Yeah, another giveaway one.
To be honest, Dave, during the lockdown, I did I put on Top of the Pops because I really like the song from the film.
Yeah,
it got to number 1. A good track.
Number 7. Can you tell me what the name of this film? This is the cover of it. Brilliant film this is. Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, I second that. I thought it was saw this again at the cinema. Was it 90s?
Yeah. In fact, they've only just released this on Blu-ray. Only about a month ago.
I haven't seen it since it came out. It's got to be late 90s, 98, something like that.
Film number 8. Right, can you tell me the name of this film?
Oh, I wouldn't have a foggiest. This is a really difficult one.
Okay. Film number 9. This is you should all get this one. This is a pretty iconic poster, to be fair, or cover artwork, to be fair. But good film. Can you tell me the name of this movie? And last but not least, number 10. Can you tell me the name of this movie Blu-ray cover? And there we go.
That's all 10.
And that's all 10 questions.
I can give you a little silly bit of trivia with 9, actually, when we give away the answer later on. Something I found in the house during the lockdown that I sold in relation to that. That film, a nice little bit of memorabilia.
Yeah.
That I'll share with you when we do the answers at the end. We said a few times, I've never seen it so quiet.
I know.
Tonight, we normally get some quite regular feedback on the window, but everybody's so quiet this evening.
Maybe they were watching it from the pub.
Hear a pin drop, I think, this evening. But main thing, I hope you're enjoying tonight's quiz. We're going to reveal the answers in just a minute for you, but we're going to have a little bit of a chat. I did enjoy the round you just did on the covers, and you're into your artwork.
I am, yeah.
And you're into your collecting. But for you, it's got to be original. Why is that?
Has to be original. Has to be original artwork. So, for example, I brought some examples along, actually. So, when I collect my films, I used to collect DVD. Don't anymore. I collect Blu-ray and 4K. And for me, cover art is really, really important. I just like original artwork. I don't know why they keep messing around with stupid, pathetic new artwork. For example, you got Rambo, right? So this is the 4K of Rambo, First Blood. And artwork is pathetic. What number was 8 again? What was the number 8 again, please, Mr. Harlequin?
Okay, yeah, we'll do that one in just a second.
We'll do that one in just a second. We will get back to that. So this is the Rambo artwork, and it is terrible. Absolutely terrible. I just don't like it. I don't know if they do it for the new generation or they do it for money, or
obviously this is all done on Photoshop and new digital.
Well, I mean, this is the official thing that come with the 4K. Yeah. So it's all properly done to printers. But for me, I go with the original artwork, as you can see here. Now this cover here, they released a couple of these. They released this sort of black one, and they released a white one, I think, back in the 80s. And to me, this is the original artwork for a movie. And this is what I like. And what I tend to do is I go onto websites and I'll download the covers in high res and I'll print them out myself, because to me, artwork is really important.
So you basically take the original artworks that are in the DVD, the Blu-ray,
take them out,
and
replace them. Another one I can show you. We got Die Hard here. The cover isn't too bad. Do you know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with it, but it's not. It ain't original. It ain't.
I like the
original
poster design for the original.
And don't get me wrong. If I didn't have a printer up, and I probably wouldn't bother with it and just keep the artwork. I mean, but I've got the original movie, so I've printed out the cover and replaced it. So this here is the original artwork. This is from the big box VHS from back in '88, I think, when it came out. And that's how I remember it. That's how, when I went out of film back in the 80s, that's how I remember the artwork. And they go and change it, and it's crap.
I was going to ask
there we go.
I was going to ask you something else as well, because you and I are kind of hoarders. This is just a small section of my DVDs and Blu-rays, but I've always collected stuff, and I find it's difficult having the space for it, the shelf space. And I found in the last year or so, I've sold bits and pieces, and I've scaled down, not because I wanted to necessarily, but it's just having the space. But do you reckon now, is it worth really collecting stuff now with everything available digitally?
I think it all comes down to personal preference.
Yeah.
I think that there's nothing better than physical media. There's nothing better than picking something off your shelf and have it in your hand. It's easy to download, it's easy to stream, but what happens if the internet goes, or something happens, or Netflix goes down, or Prime goes down? You got it here. Brilliant. I love picking something up. I love the artwork. You can't get better than physical media.
A lot of people say that with like music albums, DVDs, being able to physically take out the vinyl and read the sleeve inside. So
right, I've got to do one. So Mr. Harlequin wants number 8. So number 8 again. So let's have a 9, 8. So number 8. So Miss Harlequin. So we're going to go for number 8 again. And then Jane wants number 4 on the phone. I think that's the one that I probably knew they wouldn't get, to be fair.
That was the tricky one.
That was a tricky one. So that's for you, Mr. Harlequin. That's number 8. Okay.
That's a hard one.
And then number 4 was this one. So where's my phone? Just going to get up on my phone.
Good evening, Jane. I think this is the first time you've played the quiz. So yeah, good evening and welcome. I hope you've enjoyed so far, and I hope to see you back next week, next Friday. Dave's just gonna
I'll delete them out.
bring out hopefully.
Right, here we go. Here we go. So I'm going to cover up. Let me just cover up with this a minute.
Shirley saying she agrees with what Dave's saying about physical media. She prefers having the CD or the DVD or the vinyl rather than downloading and streaming.
There we go. I don't know if you can see that. That's what number 4 cover was. Is that okay for you, Jane? There we go. Sorry, what was... Totally agree with Dave. Prefer having a CD, DVD rather than the download or stream. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think I just prefer it. I mean, people say, "Oh, move on with technology and stuff." It's there. It takes up less shelf space. But when you've been collecting video, VHS, if you're in young kids today, it's easier for them to download. They don't know any different. Do you know what I mean? People. It's easy, these young generation, they like downloading stuff because they don't have to collect all this stuff. But being born in the 70s, growing up in the 80s and 90s and collecting, and this is what we, do you know what I mean?
I've started becoming a little bit lazy, and I think a lot of it's down to the lockdown and habit, becoming a creature of habit. But again, I'm a big musical collector, like with the films, and I find my musical collections in the kitchen. And I find now I've got the CD, but instead of playing the CD now, I'll ask Alexa to play it, which is kind of becoming a little bit lazy. It's there on the shelf. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe
it's strange because with CDs, And see, I'm not bothered about CDs. I've got Spotify.
Yeah.
I don't collect CDs anymore. I wouldn't go out to Amazon and buy the latest CDs. It's all download now. Just for music, I'm not really too bothered about music, but film, yeah, it's got to be on physical media.
Okay, so if anyone agrees with Dave, I must admit I like a mix between them, but yeah, I do like owning it. I do get the reason why. We're going to read the answers back now. Good luck. Hope you enjoyed the quiz. As I said, be interested to see your scores on the board at the end. See how you all fared for the second week, the return of the quiz. Round number 1 was movie scenes. It was audio excerpts. Should we play them back?
It's up to you, mate.
Yeah, why don't we play them back? The first one, I said the clue was a British comedy from 1983 that featured a Hollywood icon. So we cue this one up. I'll play the clip. I got to be honest, I've got a soft spot for this one, Dave. I don't know if you've ever seen it. It's got a really good musical score.
From to Mr. Fountain.
And it's a
No,
nice
let me
film.
have it.
Yes, sir.
Happy here, McIntyre.
I'm watching the sky, sir. It's doing some amazing things. It's got everything. Reds, greens, kind of shimmering, and it's got a noise too, like a far-off thunder, only it's softer. I wish you could see it. I wish I could describe it to you just like I'm seeing it.
Be more specific, McIntyre. You're my eyes and ears there. Give me details.
Sir, I'll give you the colors first, sir. It's white.
So that was number 1. Yeah, the year was 1983. I said it was a great musical soundtrack. It was Mark Knopfler, who was big in Dire Straits at the time. The Hollywood icon was Burt Lancaster. And the film, of course, was Local Hero. You ever seen that film?
No.
Get it on tonight, Dave, when you get home. It's a good little film. I think you'll like
Yeah,
it. 1980s. It's good. One of the greatest movies of all time? Well, let's find out what it was. We're going to play a clip in just a minute.
Play the ad and see if they can get that. guess the name of the ad.
YouTube ads. Oh, drives you loopy. Here we go.
Is that really your idea of how to run a newspaper?
I don't know how to run a newspaper, Mr. Thatcher. I just try everything I can think of.
Charles, you know perfectly well there's not the slightest proof that this armada's off the Jersey
Hello,
coast.
Mr. Bernstein.
Excuse me, Mr.
Can you
Kane.
prove it isn't?
This just
Mr.
came in.
Bernstein, I'd like you to meet Mr. Thatcher.
I'll just borrow
How
it, Mr. Thatcher.
Leland,
Hello.
Mr. Thatcher, my ex-guardian.
From
We have
Cuba.
no secrets from our readers, Mr. Bernstein. Mr. Thatcher is one of our most devoted readers. He knows what's wrong with every copy of the Inquirer since I took over. Read the cable.
Well, it's the great genius of the cinema. One of my heroes. That was Orson Welles. And the film, of course, was Citizen Kane from 1941. So Citizen Kane is your answer number 2. Amanda with you there, Dave. Prefers DVD.
Don't watch them anymore.
Don't
Okay,
watch
yeah.
them. I always find it hard to sell DVDs because they don't fetch a lot of money if you sell them on.
Anymore. It depends what DVDs you got. Some DVDs can a little bit rare, but not like Blu-ray or 4K.
This was the third clip. 1957, I think, was the year. Here's the dialogue.
Not guilty.
What's the matter with you?
I have a reasonable doubt now.
11 to 1. But what about all the other evidence? What about all that stuff? The knife, the whole business?
Well, you said we could throw out all the other evidence.
Well, what do we do now? You're alone. I don't care whether I'm alone.
All right, it's a film about 12 jurors. Great film indeed. Henry Fonda, Lee J. Cobb, Martin Bolson, whole host of names. It was 12 Angry Men. That was answer number 3. 12 Angry Men, Sidney Lumet, the director. A box office summer smash from 1993. Bit of flirting going on in this scene, I think. Here we go. Let's play the clip. Let's see how you got on with this one.
It simply deals with predictability in complex systems. The shorthand is the butterfly effect. A butterfly can flap its wings and be king, and in Central Park you get rain instead of sunshine.
Why?
And then I go too fast. I go too fast. I did a flyby. No, give me that big glass of water. We're going to conduct an experiment. It should be still. The car's bouncing up and down, but that's okay. It's just an example. Now, put your hand flat.
I'd imagine you all got this one off the back of the clue. Must have been the biggest film that year. Massive film. Toy line as well. It's Steven Spielberg, the director, of course. And it was Jurassic Park. Here we go. One of your favorite films, Mr. Harlequin, was that Jurassic Park? Or no, I think you may be talking about 12 Angry Men. I agree. It's a great film. I've not seen it in a long, long time. But another film from the 50s now for number 5, a mystery thriller from the Master of Suspense. Who on earth is the Master of Suspense? That's a giveaway, I'd say. But we'll play the clip for you. Another film from the 1950s. A British filmmaker. An iconic star.
You won't stay here and I can't go with you.
It would be the wrong thing.
You don't think either one of us could ever change?
Right now, it doesn't seem so.
I'm in love with you. I don't care what you do for a living. I'd just like to be part of it somehow.
Well, the director was British. The Master of Suspense, yeah, it's Alfred Hitchcock. You had Grace Kelly, a beautiful, iconic star. And of course, James Stewart. It was Rear Window, another film I haven't seen for a long time. 1954. Rear Window is answer number 5. Number 6, I bet you all got this one. Didn't even need a clue, did you? 1975 is Spielberg again. Here's the clip.
Hey, Mike, I know you got a lot of problems downtown, but I've got a couple of problems at the house I wish you could take care of. One, I've got some cats parking in front of the house. I can't get down to the office, and that garbage truck next to the office has got to be moved. So what I need is a red zone. It's a simple thing you can take care of.
Honey, would you come here a minute, please?
Good.
Are you okay?
Everything's fine. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine.
Listen, if the kids come on board, it's running.
Well, watch out. He might attack you at Universal Studios. One of your favorite films, isn't it?
It's not one of my favorite films. It's the greatest film ever made, in my eyes.
We'll have a debate there. It is a good film, though, isn't it? Steven Spielberg again. It's Jaws.
Film.
Yeah, I haven't seen it for a long time. Good cast as well. Always like Richard Dreyfuss. Whatever happened to Richard Dreyfuss? He's an old man now, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, number 7, a Best Picture Oscar winner, 1963. And I confess, this is a film. It's an iconic film. I've never seen this film. Have you?
I have, but a very long time ago.
And it goes on for a very long
It's
time.
a very long film, yeah.
Orans, not this. Go round. Damascus, Orans. Damascus.
No prisoners.
Orans.
This was Talal's village.
I think it's 4 hours that film clocks in at. Yeah. It's David Lean's the director. Peter O'Toole playing Lawrence of Arabia. I think Anthony Quinn was in that scene as well. Never seen it. Here's one of my favorite films. So answer 7 was Lawrence of Arabia. I just love this next film. I need to see this film again. I reckon it's Polanski's best film he's ever made. Here is the clip.
I found these in your backyard in the pond. They belonged to your husband, didn't they? Didn't they?
I don't know. Yes, probably.
Yes, positively. It's where he was drowned.
What?
There's no time to be shocked by the truth. The coroner's report proves that he had salt water in his lungs when he was killed. Just take my word for it, all right? Now, I want to know how it happened, and I want to know why, and I want to know before Escobar gets here, because I don't want to lose my license.
Jack Nicholson at his best. Faye Dunaway, very good as well. Roman Polanski. Chinatown. Chinatown's the answer.
Young Jack Nicholson.
Very young. He was great in the 70s. He couldn't make a bad film, could he then?
Just some good stuff.
One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, which is an answer for one of our questions. Giving the answers away, Dave. 1962 crime drama now, based on a very famous novel. What is the film? What is the novel as well? Here we go. Courtroom scene.
It has not produced one iota of medical evidence that the crime Tom Robertson is charged with ever took place. It has relied instead upon the testimony of two witnesses whose evidence has not only been called into serious question on cross-examination, but has been flatly contradicted by the defense.
Well, the Hollywood actor is Gregory Peck. I think he won an Oscar for his performance in this film. And it's To Kill a Mockingbird, based on a famous novel. To Kill a Mockingbird is answer 9. And the last one is another film I've never ever seen. It's a classic from 1939. I keep being told I can't be a film buff if I've never seen this film. You ever seen this one, Dave?
Yeah, of course.
You've seen this, have you?
I saw it in 1939. That's how old I am.
You're looking good.
You joking?
Here we go. 1939 film.
Look young for my age, mate.
Very young.
Has the war started?
Sir, you should have made your presence known.
In the middle of that beautiful love scene? That wouldn't have been very tactful, would it? But don't worry. Your secret is safe with me.
Sir, you are no gentleman.
And you, miss, are no lady.
Oh.
Don't think that I hold that against you. Ladies have never held any charm for me.
First, you take a low common advantage of...
Okay, so that was Clark Gable, Vivian Leigh, 1939. It was Gone with the Wind. Another film that literally clocks in, I think, about 4 hours. So, Gone with the Wind, your final answer for number 10. Certainly nicer than Roman Polanski. Yeah, very tainted, controversial figure for many reasons. So that was all 10 questions for number 1. How did everyone get on with the clips? I always like that kind of doing something a little bit interactive.
Yeah.
Same with the pictures. Yeah, any scores? Let us know how you fared with your first round. Did you enjoy it? Okay, over to Dave.
Okay, so round 2 was Michael Douglas films. So we're going to start off with number 1. And the question was, in 1992, Los Angeles had riots over the killing of Rodney King. Which Michael Douglas film were they making at the time where the riots caused the production crew to stop filming for a short duration? Well, that was the amazing Falling Down. Absolutely fantastic film.
Yeah, it was a good film.
In fact, another bit of trivia, I think when they were filming Terminator 2, around that time, the riots was happening as well, because it was at that time as well. So, but they were making 2 bloody good films.
I love the scene where he's trying to get his breakfast and he's
exactly.
about a minute late or something.
Yeah. So Falling Down was the answer to question number 1. Question number 2. Which film features Douglas playing a detective and has the most famous leg opening scene ever filmed, or the most paused scene ever filmed? And that was, of course, Basic Instinct.
Sharon Stone, of
Sharon
course.
Stone. Very gorgeous.
She was indeed. Yeah, she was. Yeah, indeed.
Question number 3. Name the movie where a young and upcoming stockbroker will do anything to reach the top. And for an extra point, can you name the year the film was released? Well, the name of the film was Wall Street, and the name of the year was 1987. That's question number 3. Question number 4. Name the 1987 Michael Douglas film where one married man's one-night stand comes back to haunt him. And that was, of course, the answer was A Fatal Attraction. Anybody got that one?
Then close, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Played the woman.
Question number 5. Name the 2001 Michael Douglas film where a psychiatrist's daughter is kidnapped. And the answer was Don't Say a Word. Now, let's see how many people got this one right.
Yeah, hard question, this one.
What year was Michael Douglas born? And the year was 1944.
I would have guessed he was about 70 odd.
Yeah. I wouldn't, if I was the other side, I don't think I would have been bang on. I probably would have, I would have said 70s, but I wouldn't have.
Should we give them a point if they're like couple of years?
Yeah. If you're a couple of years near to it or out and near or just near to it.
We'll say 3 years.
Yeah.
3 years either side.
Yeah.
So if you put, I've got to do my maths here. Terrible. 1941. If you put 41, 42, 43 or 44, or the other side.
I'll give you a point for that.
Yeah.
Because you're in the right year. So
ballpark.
Yeah.
So I think somebody put 1943 there.
Oh,
we'll give you a point, Shirley. We're going to be.
That's fantastic.
We're going to be nice.
What's that? What's that? We got Miss Hunt. Then do we get a bonus point for getting it spot on? Nah, what? Wow. Okay, fair enough.
2 points. Okay, next one.
Oh, where am I? Right. Okay. So, question number 7 was how many films has Michael Douglas made in his career? And the answer was 69. 69 films he's done in his career.
It's a lot of films, isn't it?
It is a lot of films. Anybody got 69? Or anybody close to 69?
Yeah, that's probably the toughest one in the round, that one, Dave.
Yeah. 69 films.
Should we give them a point either way with this one?
Yeah, I
think
I think a point either way. Anybody got close to 69? I don't know if what I would have put. I would have said over 50, but I probably would have got this maybe 55, maybe something like that. But
part of me might have said more because he's been around since what 1970s.
But there's so many though, isn't there? Do you know what I mean? You would have. I don't know every single Michael Douglas film. Do you know what I mean? Especially not 69 of them. So anyway, so let's scroll down. Question number 8. Name the Michael Douglas film where a married couple try everything to get each other to leave the house in a vicious divorce battle. And for an extra point, name the year it was released. Well, the name of the film was The War of the Roses. And the year was 1989. And of course, the Roses were the name of the family in the film. They were called the Roses.
Yeah, it was Kathleen Turner, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And Danny DeVito, I think he directs it as well. Good
But
little
The War of the
good
Roses,
film.
that's their characters' names of the roses in the film. So yeah. So I think I have seen it a long time ago, but wasn't not one that I would watch again and again kind of thing, No. Right, we go on to question number 9. And you gave this this is the answer you said, wasn't it, remember?
I did, yeah. Last round I gave this one away.
So which film, this is question number 9, which film won the Academy Award for Best Picture in 1976 that Michael Douglas helped produce? And that was, of course, James.
It's One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, which Jack Nicholson won Best Actor. Louise Fletcher played the nurse, didn't she? Good performance from her as well. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
This film. Now that what's his name out of Back to the Future in it?
Oh yeah, of course he is. Christopher Lloyd.
Christopher Lloyd, yeah.
Yeah, somebody else quite well named in it as well, and I'm trying to think who it is. Danny DeVito again.
Yeah.
Who we just mentioned.
And number 10. Now this is one that not everybody probably would. I don't think would have. Well, they might do. Name the documentary that Michael Douglas and Kirk Douglas starred together to talk about their film careers. And it was called A Father, a Son, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And that was released in 2004, I believe. That was a father, a son, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I'll be surprised if anyone bang on the money for that.
Some tricky questions in there. I think the year's a hard one. How many films in the career, and that last one, I would not know. How did everyone get on with your Michael Douglas? I did mention earlier on, any Michael Douglas fans? He's done so many films.
Yeah.
I listed a few good ones, and I didn't want to kind of give them away. Behind the Candelabra, where he plays, what's the name of the pianist? Oh, he had to cover up his sexuality. Oh, terrible. Brain's gone. The Game, the David Fincher film. Have you ever seen The Game?
No.
The Game's a really good film. China Syndrome with Jane Fonda and Jack Lemmon, another good one. Romance in the Stone, Jewel of the Nile with Kathleen Turner. Black Rain. And one he did
cover for that.
One he did in the 2000s that I liked, and he was tipped to win maybe the Oscar, but he never got nominated. Wonder Boys, have you seen that?
No.
It's a good film, Wonder Boys. Might be late 90s, early 2000s. Okay, moving on. I think this is one of the hardest rounds tonight. Film festivals. It's 10 questions.
I would have struggled on this. One.
Let's see how you all got on. Number 1 is the Palme d'Or. I probably pronounced that wrong. The Palme d'Or is the highest prize awarded at the Cannes Film Festival. Number 2 was the Angling film, which won the Venice Film Festival in 2005. So it's Brokeback Mountain won the Venice Film Festival in 2005. Brokeback Mountain is answer number 2. Number 3 was the New York Film Festival that takes place every spring in New York City. It was formed in 2002. It was kind of done as a kind of to pay respects for the victims of 9/11. I think it's actually ran not far away from where that happened, not far from where the Trade Center was. It's Robert De Niro. It was set up by Jane Rosenthal and Craig Hatkoff. It's called the Tribeca Film Festival. De Niro owns Tribeca Films as well. Number 4, the Coen Brothers debut movie, which won the Grand Jury Prize in the 1985 Sundance Film Festival. If you've not seen this one, highly recommended. All their films are great. Blood Simple, brilliant film. Blood Simple, answer 4. So Quentin Tarantino's Pulp Fiction won the Cannes Film Festival in 1994, but who was the main jury president? Iconic movie star synonymous with the Western. It was Clint Eastwood. Clint Eastwood raving over Pulp Fiction. He was really into the film. He thought it was a great breath of fresh air. Number 6, the Berlin Film Festival, one of the major film festivals on the festival circuit. But what's the name of the top prize? Well, the bear is synonymous with Berlin. You'll see loads of statues of the bear, but it's the Golden Bear. The Golden Bear is the statuette given to the best film. Jeremy Irons, we kind of said what a good actor he is.
Yeah.
He was the jury president at the 2020 Berlin Film Festival. Jeremy Irons, been in so many films, and he won the Oscar for Reversal of Fortune, French Lieutenant's Woman, The Mission, Dead Ringers, so many.
I like he's in Die Hard 3, Die Hard with a Vengeance.
Oh yeah, of course he is. He's the bad guy.
Then he's Hans Gruber's brother in it.
Is he the brother? Is
yeah,
he?
He's the brother of Hans, who he killed in the first one.
He's
cracking film.
He always he's quite intense. I always find him. That's not to demean him. He's a great actor. Lynn Ramsey won the London Film Festival in 2011. Her film starred Tilda Swinton and John C. Reilly, and the film was called We Need to Talk About Kevin, based on a novel. We Need to Talk About Kevin. It's your answer number 8. Last week I did a review of this film. It's currently streaming on Disney Plus. Be able to see it in cinemas when they reopen on Monday on the 17th. Frances McDormand won the Oscar for Best Actress, who won the Best Directing Picture, is Nomadland. That won the Venice Film Festival last year. Nomadland, answer number 9. And this is the hardest. So I've actually done a bit of work for this festival. They're based in Bristol, a short film festival, founded in 1995. You quite like short films. Do you know this one? The Encounters Short Film Festival was the answer. Did anyone get that one? Encounters, if you put that, and give yourself a point. How did everyone get on? Tricky round. Move on to disaster movies.
Disaster movies. Yeah. So, disaster movies. So we've got 10 questions on disaster movies. No extra points for this, I don't think. So question number 1. Name the 1996 movie starring Sylvester Stallone where people were trapped inside the tunnel. And that was, of course, the film Daylight. And it also features Sylvester Stallone's son, Sage, in it as well.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Dante's Peak was a 1997 film starring Linda Hamilton and Pierce Brosnan. Tell me the name of the director of the film, and it was, of course, Roger Donaldson. It's a good film, Dante's Peak. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I saw that one back in the day. Wouldn't have known the director. I wouldn't have had a clue. I don't know what else he's done.
Now, name the film which features a vehicle which has the numbers 2525 on it, and that was, of course, Speed. One of my favourite films of the 90s again. Got the old love Keanu Reeves in it and lovely Sandra Bullock.
The mad, psychotic Dennis Hopper.
Oh, absolutely fantastic. What do you do, Jack? What do you do? Oh, you need to tell me the name of that bus.
50 miles an hour.
50 miles an hour. Name the 1996 film which sees terrorists take control of an airliner and stars Kurt Russell as the hero, and that was Executive Decision. Executive Decision was the answer for number 4. Number 5, name the Bill Paxton movie, which also features Helen Hunt. And it's about storm chasers following a tornado, and that is, of course, Twister.
Give away with a clue.
Give away with a clue of a tornado.
Surprised if any of you got that wrong.
Yeah. Question number 6. Which 1980s comedy has a famous line? A hospital doctor, what is it? It's a big building and patients in, but that's not important right now. And it was, of course, Airplane. Oh, brilliant film. Yes. I can't stop laughing because it's stupid. It's stupid, but it's funny. It's like slapstick comedy. Do you know what I mean? But
it's Leslie Nielsen, isn't it?
Yeah, brilliant. It's a brilliant film.
Remember Naked Gun?
Yeah, Naked Gun. Yeah,
Naked Gun 2.5.
Yeah.
Then they did a third one, didn't they? And Police Squad, wasn't it? It was the show.
The Files of Police Squad.
Yeah.
Right, so question number 7. Name the 2 iconic Hollywood actors who co-star in the 1974 disaster movie The Towering Inferno, and that was Paul Newman and Steve McQueen.
2 of the greats.
2 of the greats. Question number 7. Question number 8. Name the film which features the character Captain Mike Kennedy, who is played by John Travolta and has to rescue a colleague trapped in a burning building, and that was Ladder 49. I haven't seen that one in a long time.
No, I don't know that one.
Number 9, name the film where an alien race destroys major cities of the world with their advanced weaponry and was released in 1996. And that was, of course, Independence Day. And last but not least, number 10, and I hated this film. I didn't like it at all.
Do you know what?
It was absolutely terrible.
I agree with you on this one, and it got critically acclaimed.
Oh, it was ridiculous. Sandra Bullock stars alongside George Clooney in which sci-fi movie about astronauts surviving after an accident, which leaves them stranding in space, and that was, of course, Gravity. I mean, they bounced around in space, wasting time. It's just like I just didn't like it. I just didn't like it.
For me, it sounded a bit pretentious. It wasn't 2001: A Space Odyssey, but I suppose it wasn't.
You've got limited time up in space with your air, and you're just piss-assing about out there. Oh, no, it's not for me, that kind of film. Sorry. But there we go.
Okay.
And so how many did well on disaster movies? I'd like to know.
I'm looking forward to the answers for the last one. I'd be interested to see how everyone fared. We spoke a lot about posters, didn't we?
Yeah.
And so on. Artwork in film. Yeah. The old illustrated posters. Here are the answers then.
So this is number 1. So this time I have actually marked them from 1 to 10. Not like last time where I was like, I can't remember which ones they were and all mucked up. But here we go. So I asked you what this one was, and it was, of course, Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. That was probably a giveaway because that's an iconic one. That is.
Yeah, you can tell it's Costner, and you can see the flame, the bow and arrow.
Yeah,
nice, easy one to start with, I think. There, Dave.
Number 2, I asked you what this one was. Now, when I showed James, you said People Under the Stairs. Didn't you?
Which has got a similar kind of cover, I'm sure.
But it's actually, I don't know if you got it. It was actually the last house on the left. I don't know if you've seen this one. It's a Wes Craven film from 1972. The next one, number 3. I asked you what this one was.
No More Mr. Nice Guy.
And it was Payback.
Mel Gibson in the title role. Payback.
Now, number 4. This is the one I showed you. I had to show on my phone because the picture quality wasn't good. I asked you what this one was. And this one actually this was Juice from 1993, I think.
Is it
good film?
Looks like two-pack, is it?
Yeah, two packs in this. Good film. Number 5. I asked you what this cover was from. And it was The Conjuring.
Another horror film.
Really good horror film. Number 6. A Tom Cruise film. a pretty good iconic cover, and it was Days of Thunder.
And what was the song? Show Me Heaven.
Show Me Heaven.
Maria McKee. I like that song.
Show Me Heaven.
It was a good song.
Number 7 was this one. Another brilliant film from the 90s, and it was called Breakdown. And like I said, this has only recently come out on Blu-ray. I think it's only available in Australia, and I had to import it from Australia to get it.
Kurt Russell.
Really, really good film. Really, really good film.
Yeah, I highly recommend this one. I've not seen it for a long time. Very suspenseful film.
Yeah.
About a woman who goes missing.
Yeah, his wife goes missing. He has to try and find her. Number 8. See if you recognise this one.
To me, it looks like Escape from New York. But
and this was actually Remo Williams. The Adventure Begins. Remo Williams. Starring Fred Ward. Fred Ward, he was in Tremors.
Yeah, I know Fred Ward. Yeah,
he was alongside Kevin Bacon.
Yeah.
Number 9, another iconic movie poster, and obviously Blu-ray poster. I asked you what this one was, and it was Fright Night.
Yeah, I was going to say a little bit of silly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so upstairs I found in had a big chest full of autographs and posters. I found a set of Fangs. They released these toy Fangs.
Okay.
It was in the original box, and I thought I'd sell these. And a friend of mine said, put them on eBay for about £80 because they're quite rare. And a guy did buy them. I think he paid £70 for them. And it was a guy who was an animator at Aardman in Bristol that bought them. Just a set of these toy Fangs.
It's amazing what things are going for these days, isn't it?
Where I bought them.
And last but not least, number 10, another iconic Blu-ray cover, and this is probably one of my favourite films of the 80s, and it's of course Stand By Me. I probably would have got that one. Good film.
Good song as well by Benny King.
So that's the end of the quiz. How did everyone get on?
Yeah, if you tally up your scores, rounds 1 to 5, it's obviously 50 questions, the usual format. What are the scores on the board for tonight?
While you're tallying up your scores, I'm just going to say, is anybody into 4K films? I still collect the Blu-ray, but I do like 4K is the newest format. 4 times clearer picture than Blu-ray. I don't replace everything for my Blu-ray. I certainly won't double dip on a lot of stuff, but in the near future, I'll be reviewing some 4K films. I think got True Romance is coming out in June or July, and I'm really looking forward to that. Clockwork Orange is coming out in 4K. Speed comes out on 4K the end on the 22nd of this month. America's already at it, and apparently it's really, really good. So I'm pre-ordered that. So yeah, I don't know if anybody's into 4K.
Right. So be interested to see if we get any scores on the board, how people got on tonight. It's been a quiet night tonight,
Really
to be honest,
quiet.
Dave.
I've never known it this quiet.
I've seen it quiet once on the chat, but that's gone back, I think, previous lockdown when I did a quiz.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to finish up in a minute. The thing I was going to ask is, do you want to see us back next week? And if so, any suggestions on rounds? What would you like to see? Let us know. We always do every Friday night. 8:30 is always the time. And one thing I forgot to mention, I'm going to be in the doghouse tonight, Dave. Massively in the doghouse. It's my wedding anniversary tonight. 6 years. 6 years today. And to be honest, today I've had to work today. Then I played some tennis, so I haven't seen my wife all day, which is terrible.
That's
so
terrible, mate. That is terrible.
I substituted you for my wife this evening, Dave.
Thanks a lot, mate.
To present this quiz.
That's a mate in it. That's a mate.
Okay, so yeah, next Friday, if you'd like to see us back for the quiz, let us know. No scores on the board. As I said, it's been really quiet tonight. We'll finish up in just a minute. It'd be good to see any scores you got. Hopefully see you next week. And if you've got any suggestions for any rounds, let us know. And we'll make sure they're part of next week.
Who says romance is dead?
Happy anniversary. Thank you. Yeah, May the 14th.
Shirley wants to see horror films.
Horror films next week. And yeah, my son was born literally a month after my wedding. My eldest. 42 for Amanda. A good score. Amanda and Rich. So Mr. Harlequin and Amanda Harris. They're in the capital. They've been regulars of the quiz. Thank you for some time. Okay, so we'll be back next week for more fun. Hopefully some more chat on the chat window. But yeah, we'll see you next week. Hope you enjoyed this evening. I'll slate this one. Right, we'll see you next week. It's good night from me and good night from
me.
See you next week. Right, over and out. Have a good weekend. Bye. Good night.
Take care.
See you later on. See you next week for more of the LA Film Quiz.